Forget. Forgot last time. Hi, Christy. Christy, Kate, Ashley. How are you guys? Good to see you. All right. I'm gonna dive in because I have a hard stop today at 6. I'm going to a Halloween bounce house. Yes, you heard that right. I will be dressed as a Tigger cat with a tail, and there's adult-sized slides and bouncing, and I'm gonna live my best life. We did it last year. It was really fun. So, anyway, that's what I'm up to tonight. I thought today we could, yeah, good for lymphatic movement. I love it. Yes, good job. So I thought today, we could do a quick just drop in and regulate together, get our nervous systems calibrated. And then do some support around this season change where we are, and kind of the holidays are coming up. We have got Halloween, we've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas coming up, we've got Jewish holidays. There's like so many things happening, and it could be helpful sometimes to anchor into what our goals are for this holiday season, and also just open Q&A and coaching because I know I've been doing a lot of teaching on these calls the last month or so, 6 weeks. So wanting to give some space for integration because I know you guys love to learn, but also it's really good to integrate and ask questions and just make sure that we're like moving at a pace that's great for our nervous systems. Hi, welcome, Carly. Good to see you. Um, so yeah, so let's start with some grounding. Yeah, everyone up for that? It looks like no one's in a car today, which is great. All right, so I'm gonna do it with you. You can start by just finding your feet on the ground, and closing your eyes, or you can also keep your eyes like in a soft gaze. I would recommend like not at the computer screen right now. Yeah, here we are, Wednesday, hump day, October 29th, 5:04 p.m. And just like allowing ourselves to arrive here from whatever else we've been doing all day, all week, all month. It's almost November. Holy smokes. 2 more months left in the year. So today's going to be a bit more relaxed, reflective, restful. We've covered a lot in the last few weeks, so let's just check in, land, take a moment, maybe roll your shoulders back. Mine tend to go up near my ears, just shoulders back and down. Yeah, like check, good job checking in, everyone. Like maybe you want to do some neck rolls, noticing just like being with the body. Is any particular area feeling really good or maybe a little sticky? Oh, yeah, really taking what you need here. Unclenching your jaw for my little jaw TMJ clenchers. Oh, yeah, and just really allowing yourself to arrive in your seat. Starting to take some slower breaths now, deeper breaths in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth or the nose, whatever feels easeful. Yeah, just really being with the season. I'm going to do like a short visualization. I'm imagining that you're standing outside on a crisp fall, winter morning, and the air is cold or cool. The light is soft. You can feel the steadiness of the ground beneath your feet. And with every inhale, seeing if you can breathe in a little bit more calm, breathing in calm and peace. Imagining it filling your chest, softening your shoulders, noticing if it can maybe start to soften any heart walls, heart tension. With every exhale, releasing that tension and expectations that you might have been carrying for yourself or others. Just letting it all melt. And now just imagining a warm golden light at the center of your chest. This is your own inner warmth. And it can be self-created. It can grow stronger with each and every breath. This is your energy, your life force, your inner home, your inner sun, your inner warmth, your golden light. Allowing it to just radiate from your chest up and down through your whole body, filling you with that sensation of warmth and light and love. Down through your butt and your thighs, your knees, your shins, and your toes. And then all the way up through the collarbone, the neck, thyroid, the jaw, nose, eyes, eyebrows, head, forehead. Your whole body is filled with this warm light. Letting this like inner warmth, inner home be with you here. And know that no matter where you are this season, this warmth is always available to you. This light is always available to you. This calm is always available to you. Taking one more deep breath in and exhale slowly. And coming all the way back to the room, to your body in this room. Noticing the back on the chair, the table, wherever you're sitting. Yeah. And as it feels ready, you can start to blink open your eyes. I'd look at something else besides the screen first. And as you do that, just start to notice what colors are now available, what shapes are available with your eyes open. See what you see. See how many things, how many colors can you see? Count them. Noticing all the little things. Also, I'm just noticing any sounds that are present. Maybe the heater's on, or for Carly, the AC. Maybe there's music playing in another room, or a kid running around, cats. Noticing any sounds present. Yeah. Just orienting to your space. And just finally just noticing if there's any like other sensations, like how the air feels on your skin right now, or how your clothes fit and feel. Just noticing, being with the sensations. And then when you're fully ready, fully arrived, and oriented to your space, you can start to orient to us and come back to the screen when you feel ready. Mm. Welcome back. Okay, I love that. I don't know about you guys, but visualizations always do it for me. Everyone's different though. Hopefully you guys got something out of that, some noticings. For me, I find like taking a moment to orient myself to the space, closing my eyes really helps because there's so much input from eyes. just from that one sense. And so then I like to see like what are all the things that I'm seeing, all the bits of information that are coming at me every single second when I actually do use all of my senses. And that is actually a nervous system tool that you can use. The breathing's a nervous system tool, the imagining a white light, if that works for you. And then also orientation with like sound and smell and all the senses, just like kind of orienting yourself to where you are in the room. Okay. So, yeah, that's just a little like combination trick that you can do. Okay. So this is going to be kind of like an interactive experience. As you know, I love an interactive experience today. Um, I'd love to invite people to come off mute if they feel called to for these questions. I'd love to just hear like how have the last couple of calls been integrating for you? I know we talked about like this whole concept of leptin resistance. We also did some planning last month at the beginning of the month. We've talked about eye meds and some like mindset and emotional like mastery tools that Carly and I implement. And then there's all the work that you guys are doing outside of these calls, from the protocols that I've given and the coaching that Carly and I have done. So I'm curious. I'd love to hear. Yeah, maybe I'll call on Ashley first. What's one thing that's been feeling like really good and a little bit easier lately? And also maybe one thing that feels a little bit more hard to practice or sticky, that you might need, yeah, some support with.
Yeah, so I feel like at first I was really overwhelmed just with, okay, there's a lot of, moving parts of just what to focus on supplement wise, and I have been finding it easier though, just like breaking it down in weeks versus trying to do too much all at once. So I've just been things that have been good have been the like reducing gluten. I find myself now going to the store and instead of reaching for like a regular bag of chips, I'm looking for like gluten-free options or just making small changes like that. I'm finding myself doing it more consistently versus just giving in to something I normally would give into. I'm just a little bit more conscientious of what I'm purchasing, the food, like the ingredients in what I'm purchasing. I just have more mindfulness on that. So I'm happy about that.
Love
Um,
that.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then with the caffeine, I have had a few, instances of having a little bit more than I've wanted, but I am finding it easier to wake up and have like the green tea or even having protein or something to eat before even having a cup of coffee. That's starting to become a little bit easier for me, which yeah. So,
Oh, hey, that's amazing. I
yeah.
love that.
So those two things, those are like my, I guess the things that I'm focusing on in baby steps. The thing I think that's been challenging for me is still trying to find more mindfulness throughout the day. I am doing breathing. I there's so many different techniques, and I think I get overwhelmed with wanting to try it, but I know it comes with consistency, right? Of trying something, but not just going to something else if that's not working. So, I, yeah, I'm still in that process of trying to figure out, okay, what is the best like regulation tool for me? So that's kind of where I'm having a little bit of difficulty.
Amazing. Well, thanks for sharing so openly with
Yeah,
us.
sure.
I want to first celebrate all your wins. More for eating something before you have caffeine. That's a huge win and such a challenging one, I think, for so many of us. I noticed like if I stay up too late and then like my hunger cues are off, like we were talking about last time, it's like then I will go for the caffeine first instead of eating something. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's just like really interesting to watch those things and see how much better I feel when I eat something before caffeine. Holy
Mhm.
smokes. So that's a huge accomplishment. And just less caffeine in general. I know
Yeah.
my love was like a big less energy drinks and things too.
Yeah.
And also just like I want to reflect something I heard is like you're becoming the person who actually checks the labels and like actually decides what goes in your body. So like when we're making habit change, a lot of times the beginning feels like it's just willpower, like sheer willpower. But then all of a sudden we become the person who just like knows like what to order, you know? And so it's like you're kind of in the wedge between, right? Like you're like becoming the person who chooses yourself. And by choosing yourself, you're choosing what goes in, the inputs into your body. And then the next phase is like you just are that person. So then it's just so easy. And like you just don't even have to think about it, which is really exciting. So
Yeah.
congrats. And then I heard two struggles. One was like supplement overwhelm, although it seems like you've kind of hacked that going week by week. I love that.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel good now. I have them all. I have like the regimen. So I'm been consistent with it. I think at first I was like, okay, what supplements am I needing? And kind of like
yeah,
trying to
it's like a
simplify it
thing.
as much as possible. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always a thing.
But yeah, for the past couple of weeks, I'm on the Kickstarter protocol still, just with those supplements,
Okay.
'cause I just got those. But yeah, I'm finding I am feeling also less inflamed. Just I feel a little bit lighter, just even with a couple weeks of implementing the additional supplements.
Oh,
Probably also lessening the gluten too is helping. So
and ingredients in general, like caffeine and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
How does that show up for you? Like, what are you noticing? Is it joint pain or weight or brain fog?
I feel like I'm less bloated, especially in
Yeah.
the morning. I was having issues with just waking up bloated, even if I ate dinner at like a reasonable hour. So I'm noticing, yeah, just like feeling lighter in the morning,
Yay.
and just a little bit, yeah, a little bit just more even keel. So it's been good. Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Because I know one of the things we talked about was like, and this is like for everyone, it's like how do we find the things that we can be consistent with too, and not just like a diet for a diet's sake, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really great. Awesome. Well, I'd love to yeah, just support you with a question if you're open to it around the tool thing.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
that, how will you know that the tool is working for you?
You know, that's a good question. I feel like with like the breathing techniques that I'm doing, they can help, but it almost seems short-lived, even though I know I'm not always going to be regulated, right?
Yeah.
But
That'd be
but
nice.
yeah,
Like no
right. If I
stress,
could
no
just be
inputs.
right. So I think it's a tool to uh, where I'm more out of my head and actually feeling more into my body. Is I feel like where I'll know that that tool is working and not just me over or trying to think that the tool is working. So that's kind of how I'm thinking.
Mhm. Yeah. I love that awareness. I think that's just like such a great awareness, right? Because it's like we can like overanalyze our healing and put it into the mental body a lot, but it's like it's in the soma, it's in the tissues, it's in the
Yeah.
body. But that's the like the piece where it's like I had this I think I saw it on Instagram and I was like, yes, this is it. It's like everyone's obsessed with like nervous system tools right now, right? Like it's like the buzzword of 2025. I don't know if you guys are on that side of TikTok or on that side of Instagram, but I fucking am for sure. Sorry for cursing. Just like what's coming out today. I don't know. The curses are coming out. And it's like a lot. And I'm like, also nervous system regulation is like going to play pickleball with my friends, you know, and like doing stuff that's fun. So it can also be like less analytical, right? Carly, did you want to say something?
Um, when you're doing, I just have when you're doing the tools, like in your mind, what's the end goal?
I I don't know if I necessarily know the end goal, but I think having a tool that I know I can rely on to help me, I think, honestly, get out of my head more and feeling into my body more on a consistent basis would, I would say, be the end goal. And having something that I know can get me out of that dysregulated state that where I'm able to feel versus just suppressing my emotions or feelings regarding, a certain situation or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I ask because oftentimes I think the nervous system regulation tools are great for that purpose, and you kind of followed it through with we can use these tools and they can calm us down, especially in the moment when we're in fight or flight. It's very hard to process things. It's very hard to make decisions, so we want to calm ourselves down. And also like just the stuff that got us activated to begin with is still there. So it's always important to follow through with processing. And so
Mm,
when you're in the body, especially if you're by yourself or when you get back home or if you're with a safe friend or
mm,
partner, allowing yourself to feel some of those uncomfortable feelings in the body is actually part of the healing process. Just like allowing yourself to know what's there, like I've been getting headaches the last few days. And when I finally just like let myself feel the headache, and you don't have to stay there, like you don't have to stay in the pain, but like literally, like my headache was kind of just like wanting me to know that I was like in pain in the moment. You know what I mean? Like it's like a little metaphorical, but it was like, yeah, just you're in pain. Like you need to acknowledge that.
mhm,
That was it. And then I kind of like move it, like however, I don't know, I just like make my hands move it how it wants to move. And
mhm,
that'll sometimes help it release. But
mm,
like we want to make sure that especially if things keep coming back up when we're using the regulation tools, it's because it's asking to be processed. It's asking to be felt, it's asking to be met. So
mhm. Yeah, that makes complete sense. And I think that's where I'm working towards is
mhm.
feeling and processing versus overriding, which I'll do periodically.
Yeah, time and
And then
place too.
yeah, yeah. But I do notice now things will come up on a more consistent basis, whether it's like neck tension, pain, and I know there's underlying roots, for things, but I am, yeah, just I've tried the EFT tapping, which I did feel like, okay, I did feel, I guess, a shift with just being able to kind of like breathe a little bit deeper
Yeah.
after doing it. And a sense of calm, which was good. So maybe trying to do more EFT tapping versus just the breathing that's what I had started with, like the 4-7-8, which can be helpful. But yeah, I tried it a few times and I was like, okay, I think this could be something that I could potentially implement on a more consistent basis too. So yeah.
Great. Oh, I love that reflection. The EFT, if anyone, does everyone know what she means, EFT, by the way? Christy and yeah. So there's that tapping solutions app that's free and YouTube too, for sure.
Okay, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what's also something fun you can do? Like I don't know how into this you guys all are, but you can go on ChatGPT and say like what is the limiting belief that you're having or the emotion that you're having or the thing that you're trying to work through. Give it a little bit of context and you can say like, "Hey, can you write me an EFT script for this?" And it will do it in 5 seconds. So if it's like something really specific that you can't find a script for on like YouTube or that app, that's something that I've done before too. I love EFT. I feel like it's super helpful. And I also love that to Carly's point, which is like EFT is different than some other tools like butterfly taps or legs at the wall because you are addressing the underlying like reason for the dysregulation. I was on a call with a client, a one-to-one client. I've had her for many years, and she has a tendency not to speak her boundaries and then gets really like dysregulated. And I'm like, well, what do you want? And she's like, well, I want her to stop pushing my boundaries. I was like, have you shared your boundaries? And she's like, no. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay. Like, and so it's like, because she was like, well, I feel like I'm just like really stressed and my nervous system's dysregulated. And I'm like, okay, well, we can like do legs up the wall all day long, but like until that boundary is expressed, like it's gonna keep coming up to be sorted through. Yeah. So I love the EFT tool for that. It's a great idea.
I
Mm.
think that is maybe why I felt different versus, doing something, that I have been doing for about a year now. Like it was just a shift in my mind. I was able to connect a little bit better to my body, I guess, in that sense. And I think it is the feeling and the processing of the emotions underneath and having the scripts to kind of go through, whether it's a specific thing or just an overall general thing. So I think, yeah, the tapping solutions, that's funny. I had a reading, a tarot card reading last week, and she had mentioned that, and she had said the tapping solutions and the EFT. So I was like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. So yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Amazing. I love that. Okay, and then just to like finish up on you for right now, um, I did send through your HTMA, so whenever you have questions about that, you can bring that to the channel or to the group call. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's in there for you when you're ready. Awesome. Okay, who's next? One thing that's going like well and easily that you want to celebrate in yourself, and like one thing that might be a little bit stickier to have some
Um,
support with. Who wants to go next? Kate, you're unmuted.
Yeah. I wanted to say about the breathing too. Like I've been doing breathing work on and off for a couple of years, and just try different ones too, like how you did the tapping and stuff, because I found it all to be very annoying. All of it, every single thing I tried, until my husband, who teaches breathing, and I've been married to him for 17 years, and I only just now started actually asking for his help. Well, he didn't want to like overstep, I guess, but um, when he told me to do the diaphragmatic breathing, said to like breathe out, and the thing is to act like you're breathing into a balloon, which is like the simplest thing, right? And it's out there everywhere. I mean, I don't know why I'd never heard it before, but for some reason, like that one like thing resonated with me, and now I like do it 10 times a day. Like I'll be driving and like, oh yeah, blow your balloon, and like it's the weirdest thing because I found it all to be so annoying before. So I don't know. You just don't know what's gonna like catch on, and maybe it'll take you 5 years like it took me. I don't know, but I just thought I'd share that.
You are ready to receive it.
I, yeah,
That's right.
okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. Also, I totally relate.
Um,
It's like I was laughing out loud. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate the breathing, breath work.
yeah. But now I actually kind of like it. I'm not gonna say I all the way like it, but I definitely think about doing it more. And Um, so one thing that has been easier just on a lot of different topics in general is everything feels more natural. I mean, it's still what I'm doing is very time consuming since I'm having to cook everything fresh, and I'm still like still kind of unwinding from keto. So I still sometimes I'll be like, I'll try to start guessing now, like how much did I eat? And I will be so far off of how much food I ate. So I still need to measure food because otherwise I could way undereat or way overeat and have no idea. And that's okay. But it all just feels like so much easier. I don't feel like, oh God, what do I have to do next? So, I think because it's a little more of a routine, like the supplements, and then the supplements that you take when you're on an empty stomach, and the supplements you take when you're on a full stomach, and the one you take, the histamine one that I take 10 minutes before I eat. It's like there's just this big kind of long thing, so I don't know, so it feels more natural. And how do I know when something's working will be, I mean, I do feel a lot better, but also it feels natural, and I don't forget without having to remind myself 100 times a day of like, do this, do this, do this, do this. It just kind of like you just do it.
Mm. Yep, you've already become the
Mhm.
identity. You're in it. Oh, okay. Wait, can you share more? Like you said, how do I know? Like I feel so much better. Can you share more about how that's manifesting for you these days? I know you've
Um,
just by
yeah, there's several things. I mean, I still have like, a setback now and then. Like I woke up, I could not fall asleep last night, and I woke up at like 4 this morning, so I was so tired. But before last night, I slept through the night 2 nights in a row,
that's
and I've
amazing.
been,
2 nights in a
yeah,
row?
two
Wait, Kate.
nights in a row. Yeah.
Congratulations. How nice.
Yeah, thanks. I honestly think I couldn't sleep last night because I was possibly having withdrawal from my sleeping medicine that I didn't take.
Mm.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome. Um,
That's really awesome. That was
and
like your main thing when you first came in to the program.
yeah,
Sleep stuff. Yeah.
and even though I sometimes don't know how much I'm eating because it's still just so unnatural to eat so many carbs. I love carbs. That's awesome. And I feel full. Like sometimes
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel
That's
full on like an actual normal amount of food, like 500 calories. And sometimes it takes less, or sometimes it's like 850. But usually it's like starting to follow like a schedule almost. Like I eat 4 times a day still, and like my second meal, I'm breakfast I like kind of force myself to eat still, and I do it, and then I have my little tiny bit of coffee that I'm allowed, and then that's it. But then like my second meal I'm kind of hungry, but then like my 4 o'clock meal I'm like crazy hungry, so I just eat more then,
Great.
like, and then I don't,
That works.
because it's, yeah, it's so, because it's like at 4, then at 7:30, or kind of like try to make it not too late. Then I have like a smaller meal so that I don't like go to bed hungry, hungry. Sometimes it's at 6, sometimes it's at 7, whenever, like, and it just is feeling more like, even though in a way I'm very, very regimented and I have a regimented personality, it feels less like I'm so stuck in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
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 great.
good stuff.
It's really great. And I know you had some stuff still to work on, but like also your insulin was a huge win to see that shift too. There's like so many things that are going in the right direction.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it's not all roses. It's, sometimes it's like, oh, I have another day of a lot of cooking. But for the most part, it's just feeling more natural, and I'm so, so grateful to be feeling better. But and then I even think like, how much better can a person feel? Like maybe I can feel even better than this. I don't know.
Maybe you can. What do you think?
I I think I can. I hope that I can feel, even though it feels less regimented. I guess another way to know it's like working, or it's even more in the right direction, is to feel more normal. Because I feel like I'm getting through the day and I'm not like forgetting things, and it's getting to be more natural, but it still doesn't feel normal.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you will ever all feel normal, like trying to eat gluten free in our fast food world. I don't know.
What does
Maybe.
normal mean?
I know that, and I knew you were going to ask me that, and I I don't know. I mean, just it like I don't have to think about it, or I can just live. Like when I'm going to leave the house for 5 hours, I have to pack 2 meals. I can't like leave the house. Like I'm kind of tethered.
Yeah. I think, well, if it's okay to share for
Yeah,
reflection.
please.
I
Yeah.
think as we move through this process and the infections and mold and stuff get out, I'd be really curious to see if like you still have the same level of histamine or MCAS stuff that's
Yeah.
going on. Because my hope my like vision is that that is not going to be the reality and that you don't have to create every single meal from scratch to like lower histamine and all that stuff that you're doing now.
Yeah.
That's just gonna hopefully not be your reality. Like I think you're amazing for doing all of those things that your body's asking you for right now, but hopefully this is just a season and it actually gets to be really easeful. And there's like a few things that you do.
Hmm.
The supplement load should come down, how you feel should go way through the roof, like even better, and there shouldn't hopefully need to be every single meal like that
Hmm.
being cooked. That's my dream for you. I do think that this, like as I'm experiencing also, the mold and histamine and memcast stuff, it's like there's reasons why it's getting triggered up and tripped up, and we
Hmm.
just have to, peel the onion like we're doing, remove the stressors, and then it'll get easier. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love your share. Yeah. Anything else that feels important to share, Kate?
That's all. Thanks, everybody.
Oh, celebrating you so much, hon.
Yeah.
Yay. As someone who's don't dealt with serious insomnia, I am just like, that is such a win. Wow. Holy smokamoles.
Yes.
Yay,
Huge.
Kate. So good. All right. Who's next? Something that's feeling easeful that you want to celebrate, and something that feels like it could be sticky, maybe. And you don't have to have something sticky, but if you do have something sticky, we want to unstick you. Who wants to go next? Just go ahead and unmute. Only two of you left. Who's going? Who's going?
Hi.
Hey.
It takes me a second to get the unmute button.
You're on your
Um,
phone, right? It's like really hard to do
yeah.
on your phone. Yeah.
I just got out of work, so I'm just chilling in the car. Um, so something positive and then something if there's like uh
I,
sticky.
yes, anything you need support with.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I went and got blood work done because I have an appointment with my thyroid doctor on November 4th.
Amazing.
So I got my blood work done on October 23rd. Um, my cholesterol has like everything besides for one thing, everything was green because I see the like from Quest Diagnostics, they also send me the test. So my cholesterol was good. The only thing that was like a little
Amazing.
bit off, but it was literally by a point and a half, was my like good cholesterol. So it's supposed to be 50. It was 40, 48, something like that. But they said it's normal. Like when I read on the stuff that it kind of ranges. So to be 2 points off is not anything to be worried about.
Oh my gosh,
And everything was good.
congratulations.
Yeah. My thyroid has been like it's not balanced because I'm still taking medication, but like with the medication and with all of the stuff, it seems like it's in like a good um like in the line of like good.
Amazing. Do you remember
Uh
what the number was?
1.4,
Perfect.
the T8,
The
there
t
was two. There was three tests that she did, the
Great.
TSH, the
Yep.
T3, I'll pull it up. The T3 and the T4 because I have a little like my T4 was also a little bit of an issue. So
Mhm.
like I'm taking levothyroxine 75 micrograms
Great.
and the leothyronin for the T4 like 5 micrograms because it's just like my symptoms are like slightly uh whatever it's like elevated, I guess,
Mhm.
or not elevated. I don't know. And second completed October 23rd. So,
Leo, is it leothyronine? Because leothyronine is for T3.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah, so the level,
So
yeah, go ahead.
the Lego is for the T4 and the Leo. Okay. So
Yeah,
then I got them mixed up.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, that's okay.
the TSH was 0.70,
Okay,
and
perfect.
then the T4 free is
Hmm.
1.4.
Great, great.
So, and this is now wait, it's loading.
That's amazing.
Like it like is balanced really well. Everything that she did was was in the greens. So
Yeah,
that was good numbers. So yeah,
yeah,
so
Keith
and then
is
my
great.
cholesterol went from 225 to 166.
What? Get out of
So
here, girl!
I'm very happy with all of it.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, I'm gonna cry. That's amazing. Ah,
yeah. So
congratulations.
I'm very happy with it.
Can I
Oh,
It's
offer you
been
a
high
reframe?
for yes.
You said my thyroid isn't balanced because I'm on medication.
Okay.
Like the numbers you just read are telling us that your thyroid is balanced and you're also on medication to support it.
Yes.
yep, yep.
So it is balanced because of all the work and the medication that we're
Yes.
doing.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the both and. I had a conversation with someone who was like not wanting to take thyroid meds, and I was like, yeah, like what would happen if you did, or what would happen if you didn't, or whatever. And she decided she's gonna just take them, and it's just a tool, you know? And some people can regenerate their own thyroid tissue, and some people it's like mineral balancing does the thing, like tyrosine, getting enough protein, iodine, it does it and it rebuilds it, and you don't need the medication. And some people need the medication, and neither of those things is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
I feel better. It did notify me that I was in my luteal phase, which made a lot of sense because I like ended up taking naps in the middle of the day and that like really only happens around my period. And I was like, it's a little early for that, but I guess it's not. I guess it's not. And then I had a little bit of I had a headache for like 2 days, but I figured out what it was from. And what, like Carly said, sometimes you just kind of have to like let yourself feel it through and kind of like express what's going on. So that actually like super resonated with me. Um, I'm going through a situation with a guy, and I really like him. He really likes me, but there is a lot of complications. And I didn't really think about it until like it started getting a little bit more serious. And now all of these reservations and concerns are coming up. And I think I was kind of like holding all of that stress in. And my body was like, no, you kind of have to like talk to somebody and let it out.
Mm.
And I literally, as I was talking to the person who I needed to talk to about it for like my own sanity, um, my headache literally started disappearing. And like by
Mm.
the time I finished the conversation, it literally like I was like, oh, I was like, oh, I feel so much better now. So it definitely, like what Carly said, definitely resonated. Sometimes the best thing is to kind of like feel it and like let it out instead of holding it in.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, your
so
body.
yeah,
You did two things for it that are really essential to healing. Well, you listened to it, that's the first thing. But then also you gave it a witness and you gave it sound.
Mm,
it honestly was like so great that I was like, oh, I didn't need to take an Advil.
That's exciting.
super awesome.
Um,
Your body's
and then yeah, just the sticky situation is, like I'm gluten free now. I did try the gluten ease pill.
yes.
Um, I had a cup of couscous. My mom made couscous, and so I was like, perfect opportunity because I know it's homemade. I know there's no like crappy ingredients. It's like a perfect trial.
Yeah.
I, I took the medication and I like measured how much I was allowed to eat because it only digests a certain amount.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so it says on the package that it like helps you digest about 56 grams of carbs and about 30 grams of protein per pill. So if you know you're going to have a bigger meal, they suggest you take two.
okay. I didn't know that actually. That's
Um,
really
but it was fabulous. Like I really missed it and I'm glad I ate it. But
didn't feel
my
good.
stomach my stomach hurt the whole day after.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I didn't feel the best after, which kind of sucks, but it was a good trial. And like maybe if I were to do it again, at least I know, okay, like if I want to kind of like have something like that, then I know how my body's going to handle it and at least be prepared. Like, make sure that I'm not, like, obviously, you don't want to intentionally get yourself sick. Um, but if I'm ever in a situation like that, I know that it's not going to be as bad as like when I didn't have the pill for like with my inflammation and things like that. So
Yeah.
I like didn't wake up inflamed or anything. My stomach just was a little irritated.
Well, that's really cool. You
Yeah.
measured it, you knew it was clean, you got an enzyme and like it still bothered you, but it wasn't like as bad. That's really, really
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yeah.
I know not to do it often,
Yes.
but like like at one point my mom was like, you need to eat slowly, and like I was inhaling. I
Oh my
was
gosh, I
like, I
love
miss it
it.
so much. But no, it was good to know at least like where my body stood after, because it was the only thing. So I kept like the challah gluten free. I like didn't have anything else that had gluten in it. and it was literally just the couscous that I had. So that way I knew that if something happened, it would be from that. So I would like went in my very mindful of like trying to see how my body was going to react.
Well, I
If
think
that,
this is awesome. You're being like really intentional and you're really empowering yourself with information so you can make the decisions you want to make, you know? And it sounds like you got some more valuable information from your body and it was talking to you. And
yeah,
it also sounds like on a higher level for all of us to hear this witnessing of like you becoming a master linguist of your body. Like you're like learning, like when I speak my knees, the headache goes away. When I have gluten to this amount, this is the reaction I can expect. Like you're
yeah,
learning about your body, and that's the most important thing. And then you can make more empowered choices, which is what I want for all of you guys, is to really understand yourselves because you're going to be in this body for a long time.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing that with me. Love that.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for listening.
Yeah. And I think just like one thing I'll add in around the gluten thing, and I think I've said this before, but I always just want to make sure I'm educating, is like there's the physical like manifestation, like in the feeling of the gut or the brain fog or the fatigue or whatever it is for you when you eat a food that you're sensitive to. But with gluten specifically,
Hmm.
it does look very similar in the body and so to the thyroid. So if we have hypothyroid or Hashimoto's, it can activate inflammation from the thyroid and exacerbate any like autoimmunity. It's just something to keep in mind as if someone, yeah, if anyone's listening and they have Hashimoto's, it's just something to think about in our decision making when we think about whether or not we're going to eat gluten. But yeah, I
Yes.
love that. And I know we're going to do some food stuff soon, so I'm excited for you for that too. It'd be awesome.
Yes.
Get that set up. And yeah, I also feel called to, as we step into that part of things together, because I know we're gonna add that on. Just
Hmm.
maybe shoot me a message about like, go back and like look at the notes from our kickoff call when you started the
Yeah.
and just like look at what your goals were because you've like accomplished a lot of them. And then I would just
Yeah.
ask you to like reflect and like kind of almost have like a little bit of an internal reflection if you feel called to share with me
Okay.
in our private chat, just like
Perfect.
yeah, like what is alive for you, what wants to shift, what's your new goal? Because sometimes
Yeah.
we reach our goals and we like don't like rethink like, and it doesn't have to be like complicated, but it could just be
Yeah.
some readjustments that you might want to make
Yes.
at this point. Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.
Does that feel complete today? Complete.
Yes.
Okay. Christy, what's up, girl? Last but not least.
Um, I guess a good thing is I've been eating more protein since we last met.
Yeah,
So that was a big goal.
that's very cool. I'm very proud of you. We know how hard that protein is to get in.
I know. Why is it so hard? But yeah,
I have
so
like a plate of half-eaten chicken next to me just for reference.
yeah.
Hard for me too.
Um, sometimes the chicken is chickening too much, and I'm like, okay, how to do it. But and then I guess just something that I'm like struggling with is some bloating that I haven't had in a while. So yeah, that's been not ideal, but I just trust that I can move through it and figure out what's gonna help that. So
Yeah, I mean, a couple ideas. I think I've said a couple of times, like I'd be at this point like really happy if you were able to switch off the oxy powder to something else, just because like that much magnesium can sometimes it does help us like go to the bathroom, but there's like water in the colon, and so it can sometimes bloat. Like that's a possibility. I know we also talked today a little bit about the like state of where you are in your large intestine protocol with like the GI map. And just like, yeah, maybe there's some more cleanup. I think I sent you a voice note. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to that yet.
mhm.
That could be part of it. And then I know you're about to do your SIBO test with your GI person, right? So that could also tell us a lot about the bloat. Um, One thing you could try as like a temporary band-aid while we're waiting for that test to come through. Well, two things would be like maybe switching the oxy powder to like the Japanese apricot or something like that, just to see if like there's a water imbalance like in your colon that's causing any bloat. And then the other idea is you could try I don't want you to like take this so literally that this is the only thing you eat, but like if you do a couple of days with like more low FODMAP foods and it reduces bloat, that could just like alleviate some sensation while we're waiting for the test.
Yeah. No, that all makes sense.
Yeah. I do think that there's like it's probably most likely a pathogen related thing that we were talking about.
Hmm. Yeah, we gotta go. So,
Did you feel good about me running that you want me to do that retest GI map now or
yeah, I'll message you
okay.
just some more thoughts, but yeah.
Okay.
Um, and then I guess on another note, I tried making the gummies and failed
Oh
miserably.
no! I was really hoping you
They,
were successful. The gelatin one.
yeah, it was just like Jello. They weren't gummies, and I got a cute little mold and everything, and I was just like, but something is wrong. I bloomed it.
Kate, did
Uh,
you have a suggestion? I feel like that was you in the chat. Did you do gelatin?
Yeah, just try again. I think I had to make them like four, 3 or 4, or even 5 times maybe before it turned out the way I wanted. I think I had put too much liquid in it. I don't
hmm.
know. It's worth trying again if you're like interested in eating them, especially if you struggle with eating enough protein, and chicken seems icky. Like I totally get it. Um, I think it's worth trying again, and
Hmm.
maybe 2 or 3 more times before you give up.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe it was too much liquid or water.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened to me too. I think I just put too much liquid. But that is a really good way to get somewhere. Yeah. And different types of protein too, the gelatin, you know. Also, I feel like you were going to start introducing dairy again, maybe.
Hmm.
And so if that's going well, I don't know how that's going, but um if I was just gonna say like you can also play with like there's like all these really fun
Yeah.
also again like what your guys' TikToks are set to, but my TikToks are like all like dessert proteins and it's like these like protein powders or like yeah like cottage cheese or like something like that I can't eat and I'm just like this is so annoying like I can't eat any of this but those could be like another like way to get like 20 grams in like looking up those or like recipes and making like a fun treat that has like
Mm.
some from protein from cow dairy because I think you were going to try that again if that
Yeah, I did have a little, I tried a little dairy and I definitely immediately had extra bloat. So
okay.
maybe I went too hard, but
All right, well, you know what to do when you're reintroducing food, you guys. You go one at a time, try a little bit, see how you feel, decide from there, just like we are talking about. And yeah, just like listening. Also, different types of dairy, I feel like have different reactions for me.
yeah.
Yeah. But if bloating is your main issue, it sounds like maybe it's a pause for the next few days at least.
Yeah, I think so.
So, okay. So do you feel clear about maybe making that switch for the colon support and then you'll send me what you want to do about the test?
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think it sounds like we're missing some info. Just gotta get that info and then we can sort out the bloat.
Hmm.
Sure. Okay, we have 5 minutes. I do have to hop in five, but I wanted to just plant this seed for you guys of, we're headed into the holidays for a lot of us, celebrating different holidays, Jewish holidays. There's Thanksgiving, there's Christmas, there's New Year's, there's all sorts of things, and everyone celebrates differently. This is always an interesting time of year to be a health coach because people are like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And I sometimes have waited too long to bring this up. So I wanted to just like bring it up in October. And I would just like ask yourself, and maybe like you have it off the top of your head, you want to share, or maybe share it in the chat later. But like in terms of holiday boundaries, like I want you to ask yourself, like, what do I need to feel like safe or grounded? A lot of times over the holidays, we're around people that we're not around all year round. Maybe we're around siblings or we're around parents or weird aunts and uncles that we I don't know. There's all sorts of things that can happen. And people can push our buttons and it can bring up a lot of pressure or different like sensations. So, like going back to the beginning of our call with Ashley, right? Like, what are some things that you could use to feel grounded? Like, and this could look so different for everyone. I have a friend, who, when she travels, one of the things that she realized is like if she's traveling to see her sisters who trigger her often, she has to have her own car so she can like go and sing in her car. It could be a item that you bring with you, like I don't know, like a something that helps you feel reminded of how amazing you are. It could be an audio, it could be one of those EFT tapping strips, but like, it could be Kate planning your meals before you leave the house. But yeah, just like what do you feel need to feel safe or grounded during this season that we're all inevitably walking ourselves through? Um, and also on like the food front of it, and everyone's in a different spot. Plan for nourishment and not perfection. That's my hope for you guys. Like, it's the holidays. Don't like enjoy yourself. Like, please enjoy yourself and decide what's worth it for you. We just heard from Shawnee like that having the couscous, like it created a reaction, and so she can decide what she wants there. Same with you, Christy, with the dairy, right? Like, is your grandma's pie worth it? Is your favorite family dish worth it? Great. Enjoy it. Um, and the other thing is when you go into those types of holiday things with fuel, like if you've already eaten, you're probably going to be set up for more success. So having some protein doesn't have to be chicken. Having some protein before you go, taking your minerals if you're on Vicon, like making sure like you have that before. Um, and just like have a plan of like what you want to accomplish because then you have run the less of a risk of getting like thrown off um your pathway. So we'll probably go into this a little bit more again before Thanksgiving, but I wanted to just plant that seed for you guys to start thinking about as yeah, it's Halloween this week and who knows what that's going to bring. Is that helpful framework for you guys? Start thinking through that. Okay, cool. I see that there's a comment. Kate says, for me, I will carry my own food. None of the food my in-laws have is worth it. No one will be mean out loud to me. Great. That's good. I love that. My mom will be mean, but I will eat before she comes. Too busy serving others. That is how I will handle it, I think. Awesome. Okay. Yes. Sounds like you're pretty clear in your boundaries, Kate. Good job. Awesome. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but I love that you're so clear.
I'm gonna try. That's all you can do.
All you can do. It's all you can do. I'm gonna think about it for myself this year too and what I want to do. I've been like really noticing how much I have so many sugar cravings, you guys. So I'm gonna like think about what I want to do with that. Gluten is always a no. Dairy is pretty much always a no. Maybe like a little, I'll do like a little whipped cream or something like that, or like a little piece of pie without the crust. But I'm thinking about the sugar piece for me. That's my main thing. I don't really have like triggering family members, but I do have to plan ahead because when we go to Buffalo, my mother-in-law, I love her so much and like yeah, I just need to do my own grocery shopping is what I've learned. Yeah. So those are some of my things that I'll be thinking about. Yeah. Anyone else want to share anything that like Kate you just shared? I want to give you time if you do have a second you want to share. Otherwise, we can pick it up where we in the next call. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So think about that. Your next steps. Ashley, I sent you a little note on practice better with your wins because I was just so inspired to write them down. And your next steps. And Christy, let me know what you want to do. Kate, I owe you some lab lookouts and your macros. I know I do. It's just been a busy week. Bear with me. Send that over, and I'll send you some DNA stuff too, the genetic stuff you were talking about too. All right. And then I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Let me know if you haven't already in the chat when Thanksgiving week works for you so I can reschedule that Wednesday call. But I will see you on November 12th at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Um, and lab is the highest priority. Okay, I got it. This week, I promise. All right. Bye, guys. See you soon.
Bye, thank you.
Welcome.